television city in Hollywood. It's Card Sharks. Here's the host of Card Sharks, Bob Eubanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Card Sharks. Enough of that. We hope your day's going well so far. If it's not, well, stick around with us for the next half hour. I know you'll laugh and have some fun with our contestants as we give away a lot of money here on our show. And the ladies who are our dealers, and our two lovely dealers indeed on Card Sharks, are Lacey Pemberton and Susanna Williams. Aren't they pretty? Good morning, ladies. Let's deal the cards, if we could, please. It'll be Susanna dealing the red cards in the top level to our returning champion, while Lacey deals the blue cards to our challenger. And while they're doing that, we'll meet our Card Sharks. So let's get them in here now. Here they are. I want you to meet my friend Carlos. He's our champion. Hello, Carlos.
How are you, Bob? I'm Carlos Pettis, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, by way of the United States Military Academy and the United States Army.
All right.
And I'm presently a sales representative for a major pharmaceutical company.
And when you went to the big board the other day, otherwise you're playing the big money cards, the cards just weren't rolling right. You ended up with $1,500, so I think you have $1,700 or $1,600 your winnings so far, which is not too bad at all. And you're ready to play this game again today, right? Yeah, you won the first game, didn't you?
Yes.
Your challenger is Louise. Hi, pretty lady.
Hi, Bob. I'm Louise Lloyd from Indianapolis, Indiana, where I live with my husband, Charlie. I'm the mother of 9 children.
What's old Charlie do?
Well, hey, lots of things.
Got 9 kids, you're telling me.
I came to Southern California to celebrate the birth of my 27th grandchild.
That's right.
And I also have a great-grandbaby in Florida.
And I hear that accent, and I know that's not Indianapolis. Where is the accent?
Well, I stopped through Kentucky for a few years.
I'll bet you did. It lasted, too. It's nice to have you back with us. You've each cut the cards, I know. Now, remember, the object of our game is to work your way across the board by predicting whether each card is going to be higher or lower than the one preceding it. And we're picking up where we left off yesterday. And what happened yesterday was Carlos won the first game. We were about ready to start game number 2. And remember, first player to win 2 games wins the championship, plays the big money card. So good luck. Here we go, game 2. Carlos, a question for you. We surveyed 100 married women, and we asked them, has your husband ever done something so bad that you can never completely forgive him? How many married women said their husband has done something they can never completely forgive?
Well, Bob, if you ask my wife, I've never really done anything that's been so bad that she would never forgive me.
Good for you, Carlos.
However, I think that, that men in general, they tend to do things that are unforgivable. But I think the number would be relatively somewhere in the middle, around 47.
You're telling me that 47 married women said their husband had done something they could never completely forgive. Well, Louise, will it be higher or lower than 47?
Well, I tell you, a lot of these women aren't too forgiving. And a lot of men do a lot of things that really you shouldn't forgive them for.
Has Charlie ever done anything?
No, he's wonderful. Charlie's wonderful. He's never done anything.
What's he do for a living?
He's retired, just like I am.
Is that right?
Yes,
all right.
yes.
After 9 kids.
But, well, that was many years back.
I see. Higher or lower than 47?
I think it's going to be lower.
Lower.
I believe it'll be lower.
Lower. All right. The actual number of married women whose husband has done something they can never completely forgive is 20. You're right, Louise. It was lower. All right, Louise, because you won the high-low question, you can change this card if you like. Here's your base card. It's a deuce.
All right.
Way to go. Higher than the deuce. It is a king.
Lower,
Lower than the king. Look here. It's a 9. What do you do?
Freeze that
Freeze
card.
on the 9. The strategy is to freeze right there. If she wins the next high-low question, she can change the 9. And also, you keep Carlos away from the cards. Carlos says, I'll get her. I'll get her. Don't worry. Hey, Louise, here's a question for you. We surveyed 100 married men. We asked them, if your wife had a brief fling with another man and she had a baby as a result, would you be willing to adopt the baby and raise it as your own?
Oh, no. No way.
How many married men would be willing to raise the baby as their own?
I don't think there's many men that would go for that.
Charlie wouldn't do that?
Heck no. He wouldn't do that. I don't think many men would let their wife get pregnant by another man and adopt that baby. I think that's a low number. About 32.
You weakened a little bit at the end, you know that. All right, Carlos. She says 32 out of 100 married men would be willing to raise the baby as their own. What do you think?
I think her logic is good, Bob, and I would have to agree with her. I myself, I would edge away from it, but I think the number's going to be a little bit lower.
You think it's going to be lower?
A little bit lower.
I think it's going to be higher. I mean, it wasn't the baby's fault. I think it's going to be higher. I really do. The actual number of married men who would be willing to raise the baby as their own is 29. It wasn't higher, it was lower. Carlos, you're in the game. Carlos, my friend, you won the high-low question, and here is your card. It's a 5.
Higher, Bob.
Going to go on. Not going
Yes.
to change the 5. Your 5 is now a deuce. Ooh. Back to there it goes. And Louise gets a free shot at the cards. Got to play off the 9. Louise?
I'm going to go lower, Bob.
Lower than the 9. Your card is an ace. No. There we sit with Louise still a slight lead in this game. Louise, you've got to win this game to stay in the match, and we'll see if she does that when we come back. First, we will pause for these words. Welcome back to Card Sharks, and let's continue with our game. Game number 2 in this match between Carlos and Louise. And the next high-low question goes to Carlos. Carlos, we surveyed 100 single women, and we asked them, is it okay for a woman to tell a man she loves him before he tells her? How many single women said it's okay for the woman to be the first to say, I love you?
Well, Bob, I think a lot of men would like for women to do it, but I think that the women, on the other hand, would feel a little bit that would give the man too much leverage. So I think the number is going to be...
Leverage?
Yes, leverage in a relationship.
Okay.
But I would say that the number would be around 63.
So 63 out of 100 single women said it's okay for the woman to be the first to say, I love you. Louise, higher or lower?
Well, I think, Bob, that a lot of women, if they really love that man, I think they'll tell him they love him, because some men are a little bashful.
Charlie Bashful?
Yes, he was, and I told him I loved him.
What happened?
I got him.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be just a little bit higher than what...
I hope it's 100. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, the actual number of single women who said it's okay for the woman to be the first to say I love you is 86. You're right, Louise. It was higher. Now, Louise, you froze on the 9. Would you like to change it?
I'd love to change that,
Oh,
Bob,
I don't blame
please.
you. The old 9. What's the matter, Susanna? Yeah, okay. The 9 is now a 4.
All
A little
right.
bit better.
I'll go higher, Bob.
Higher than the 4. Your card is an 8. Now, what do you want to do?
I'm going to go higher.
You're going to go
I'm
on?
going to go higher.
If it's higher than the 8,
Higher.
you win the game. Yes! Whoa!
Woo!
Take a little gamble.
Everything's a gamble, Bob.
My goodness, that was a gamble. I
Yeah.
thought you'd freeze on the 8. Well, it worked for you. You got a game. That means that each player has one game. First player to win 2 games wins the match, so we got to go to our tiebreaker game. And as over there, Susanna will be dealing out the cards for the tiebreaker. Only 3 cards in the tiebreaker game with a maximum of 3 high-low questions. So good luck to the 2 of you. Here we go. Tiebreaker game. Louise. We surveyed 100 child psychiatrists, and we asked them, generally speaking, is it okay for children under the age of 10 to watch music videos on television? How many child psychiatrists says that it is okay for young children to watch music videos?
I don't especially like the musical videos myself. They're too noisy. I think they hurt children's ears. And they have a lot of people on there with gyrations on those stereos. I don't think
I saw
children...
Perry Como's video the other day. You're right. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of the musical videos with all the rock and roll music is what I have in mind.
Oh, you do? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So children under 10, I don't think should be watching those. So I'd say it's going to be...
How many psychiatrists says it's okay?
Psychiatrists?
Child
Yeah,
psychiatrists.
child psychiatrists. Well, I'd say there's about probably 38 of them say it's okay.
38 says okay?
Yeah.
No kidding. Carlos, higher or lower than 38?
Well, Bob, I don't think that there's really any conclusive evidence that the music videos have that much of an impact upon
Don't
the
tell
kids.
Louise that. She'll bop you.
All right.
I think that the number's going to be a little bit higher.
You think it's going to be higher than that? Okay. The actual number of child psychiatrists said that it's okay for children to watch music videos is 45. You're right, Carlos. It was higher. All right, Carlos, this is it. Now, here's your card. 5. Player change.
I want to change that
Get rid of those
Bob.
5s. 5s haunt him, too. Lots of 5s. Oh, look what I've got for you.
Lower, Bob.
Lower than the jack. Your card is a jack. No. Not lower. Louise gets a free shot at the cards. Louise, look here.
All right, lower, Bob.
Lower than the king. It's a 6. Play a 3. Going on if it's higher. We got a new champion. Yay! Oh, my goodness. Well,
Sorry, Carlos, but you were great, too.
Louise is our new champion. Carlos, we have to say goodbye to you. You ended up winning $1,600. Thank you so very much for being with us on Card Sharks, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Bob.
Louise, come over here. Come right over here. The champions stay over here. Way to go, babe. Hey, devil, you. We'll be back to do some more cuddling with Louise and play the big money cards right after this. Now, if you are ready.
I'm ready, Bob.
The $200 you won so far is yours to keep no matter what happens, but now we're going to give you a chance to win thousands of dollars as we play the big money cards. And here's what we're going to do. The girls over there are going to start dealing out the cards from a deck that you cut before we went on the air, and we'll start you on the bottom line with $200. You bet your way across that line by calling off high or low. When you get to the next line, we'll give you another $400 of betting money, and you bet your way across the line again. Remember, minimum bets are $50 until you get up there to the top row. At that time, you must bet at least half of your dollars. Also, you'll have an opportunity to change one card on each line by choosing one of the spare cards that Lacey's dealing out right now. You got all the rules, don't you?
I have.
You're a nice lady. I want you to win
Thank
some money.
you.
Give the lady $200. And here we go. You can turn that 200 into thousands of dollars if you play your cards right.
Thank you.
Louise, here's your card. It's a 4.
I'm going higher.
Higher, how much?
Oh, $100 higher.
You're going to bet $100
$100
higher than the 4. If it's another 4, it's no win, no
Okay.
loss. Okay, it's a push. Look what I've got for you. Oh, $300.
Lower.
Of course, lower than the ace. The card's a 3. You got 600. All of it higher. All of it higher. Yeah. $1,200 will come up here. This becomes your base card. We give you another $400, and the 4 is your base. How much you want to bet now? You can play it or you can change it.
No, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to bet, how much have I got?
You got $1,600.
I'm going to bet 500 is higher.
$500 that it's higher than the 4. It is an ace. 2,100. All of it lower than the ace. It's an 8. Now you got 4,200.
Change that card.
Which one you want?
Number
1, 2, 3.
three.
Number 3. Change one time each line. Your 8 now is a deuce.
All right. All of it higher.
Of course you're going to go higher. Look what I've got is a 3. Now, here's the situation. The 3 is now your base card. You've got $8,400. You must bet at least $4,200.
Shoo, boy.
What would Charlie do now?
8,000 higher.
What?
8,000 higher.
Say it again.
8,000 higher.
8,000 higher? Yeah! $16,400 is what you just won. A total of 16 cents. Point for Charlie. Here's about this. Don't tell him. We'll be back to meet a new challenger for our champion in just a moment.
Right now, it's Card Sharks. Then Jim Perry is back with more teeth-baring action on another episode, followed by The Pyramid. Stick around.
All right, Louise, you did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
If you're ever out of work, you ought to try out.
Yeah, I
Not
might
on this
do.
show, though, okay? Let's meet your new challenger. Bring him in here right now, please.
Hi, Steve.
Congratulations.
Tough lady there.
Oh, that was great.
Steve, tell us about yourself.
Hi, my name's Steve Piccioni. I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Whereabouts?
Easton?
Never been there.
It's outside Philadelphia.
Been there.
Have you been there?
Lots of times.
Great place. And I've recently moved to Southern California. I'm an aspiring actor, and I'm a waiter at a great little Italian cafe, and I'm ready to play.
Well, all right, Steve. Did you cut the cards?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. Susanna's dealing cards out from that deck that you just cut. Best of luck to the two of you, and let's begin. Question number 1 in this match between Louise and Steve. And here's the question. For you, Louise, we surveyed 100 men, and we asked them, have you ever been fired from a job? How many men admitted that they have been fired?
Well, there's been a lot of men fired from a job. And,
Tell me.
Yes, especially this day and age. A lot of people don't have jobs. But being fired from a job and admitting it, I would say that at least 45 men.
45 men have been
45.
fired for a job?
Yeah.
Well, I have. Has Charlie ever been fired?
No.
Did you ever see a show called Dream House?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
45 out of 100,
Yeah.
Steve. Will it be higher or lower than that?
Well, as I know, I've never been fired from a job, and no one I know has ever been fired from a job, but you hear about people getting fired from jobs, so I'm going to say it's going to be a little lower than that.
Lower than 45. The actual number of men who have been fired is 27. You're right, Steve. All right. It was lower. I'm surprised at that. All right, Steve, you know, you can change this card because you won the high-low question. Let's see if you want to. The card is a jack. Pretty good card.
I don't want to change that. I want to go lower.
Lower than the jack. Your card is an ace. Whoa. Louise, you got a free shot, boy.
All right.
Let's see what you got. You got to play off the queen, Louise.
Lower, Bob.
Lower than the queen. Your card is a 10.
Lower, Bob.
Gonna go on. Lower than the 10. It's an 8. Play a freeze.
that card.
Freeze right there. Protects her position. That keeps her lead. If she wins the next high-low question, she will then have an opportunity to change that card. So, Steve,
okay.
Take a look. We surveyed 100 women who are newlyweds, and we asked them, did you make love to another man while you and your husband were engaged? Ooh. How many newlywed women admitted they did that?
I think if you're engaged, you have very strong feelings for the person you're engaged to. I know I would, and I would
Unless
not
she's
want
got a lot of money, right?
No,
No, okay.
even if she does have a lot of money.
I see, I'm sorry.
And I don't think a lot of people would do that. I think that's very unfaithful and very low. I would say it's going to be a very low number. I'll say 19.
19 out of 100. Newlywed women admitted that they did that. Louise.
Well, there's a lot of engaged women. If they may have a long engagement, you know, and they meet somebody they like, and they say, "Hey, I'm going to go out with this guy. I think it's going to be a little higher."
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
No.
Yeah.
No. Actual number of newlywed women who made love to another man while they were engaged is 7. It wasn't higher. It was lower. Now, Steve, back to the jack we go. I assume you want to keep it, or do you want to change it?
I want to keep it. I'm going to try lower again.
Lower than the jack. Your card is...
Gotta get better.
Boy, it's just one of those days, isn't it? Louise, you've got to play off the 8. You get a free shot. What will it be?
I'm going to go lower, Bob.
Lower than the 8? Let's see. Is it lower? No. Not lower. We remain right there. Let's go again to another question for Louise this time. These days, toy stores sell boy dolls that are anatomically correct. They show exactly what boys look like. So we surveyed 100 women and we asked them, if your 5-year-old daughter wanted one of these dolls, would you buy one for her? How many women said they would buy their daughter an anatomically correct boy doll?
I think quite a few women would do that because I think teaching sex to a child and about the body at a very young age is very smart. So I would say that about 60 would
60 out of 100 would buy the doll. Steve, higher or lower than 60?
I think that there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's going to be a little higher.
A little higher than 60. Actual number of women who would buy their daughter an anatomically correct boy doll is 51. Wasn't higher, it was lower. Louise, you left off on the 8. You want to change it?
I want to change that card, Bob.
Don't blame you. Bad card. 8 is now a 10.
Well, I'm going to go lower.
Lower than the 10. Your card is a 4.
I'm going to go higher.
For the game. If it's higher than a 4, no!
Oh,
Mean cards. Look where you are, Steve.
This is
You get a
getting
chance
really
to go again.
I'm going to go lower.
Lower than the jack, is it? Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm going to go lower again.
Lower than the 10. 7.
Woo.
Play a freeze.
I'm going to freeze.
Freeze on the 7. So we're all tied up in this game. Each contestant has 2 more cards in order to win the game. We'll pause for these words and be right back with sudden death time. See you in a minute. It's time for us to go for Lacey Pemberton, Susanna Williams, Gene Wood, and the whole gang saying we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Jerry Springer. Let's talk about something serious. Dating in the 21st century. Now, nearly 100 million people in the United States are doing it without taking proper precautions. So make smart choices. Learn about your mate before you date. Does he have 8,000 Star Wars toys? Did she leave 3 men at the altar? Does he consult his psychic? And remember, the more you know how much baggage you can carry.